Hey West Linn, my name is Luke Ewert, and this is The Breakdown. March brings our community warm weather after a cold and rainy February. Just like new weather, our broadcast team brings you news stories and updates. Has anyone noticed how the vending machines have stopped working while classes are in session? Meg Devall and I give you the story. The rules put in place by West Linn High School's administrators have students confused. While the hallway limitations are not new, the vending machine timers are. Me and my classmate Meg Devall talked to some administrators for some more insight on this topic.
Hello, this is Rodarte. I'm one of the assistant principals supporting 9th grade. Students were taking several trips to the vending machines during school, during class time, which made it hard for them to stay in the classroom practicing, and they were just taking longer, breaks to go get food, and the distraction. That was one thing we considered. We can reduce it, but not prohibit it completely.
Yeah.
The vending machine, I haven't heard it directly, but I have heard of people saying that, that's not fair, because we need a snack during the day, and things like that.
Many students come to school each day without food. Is it their fault? Should students be able to break away from class to get food? Is it a necessity or is it a distraction?
I think, we try to balance giving students freedom to take care of their needs and do what, they need to be comfortable and be able to focus in class, with also having some structures so that overall the school remains a place that's focused enough so there aren't huge distractions for students who are learning. So I think the goal of all the rules is to try to balance, provide enough independence for students to have the freedom to do what they need to do, but also trying to keep the overall school focused. Some of the things are new. Some of them have happened before. So the vending machine timers are new, but the lanyards and the beginning of class and end of class being timers supposed to stay in your classroom are rules that we had before.
Okay. Many teachers have different views over this topic. Some wish for more limitations for their students, and some wish for more freedom. Reporting for WLHS Now, I'm Luke Ewert.
And I'm Meg Devall.
The mask mandate is being lifted in Oregon on March 12th. Here's Kylie Zeman and Lily Frazier with their word on the street.
What is your name and your grade?
Luke Barley, junior.
My name is Kaelin Kehm. I'm a junior.
Maddie Spicer, and I'm a senior.
And what are your thoughts about the mask mandate being lifted?
I'm very excited.
I think that it is only going to last like a month or two, and then they're just going to pretty much just mess with all of our emotions and then just bring it back.
And what are your thoughts about the mask mandate being lifted?
I think it's a long time coming. I just hope everyone's comfortable with it.
I'm super excited. I'm hopeful that it stays lifted, but who knows? Hopefully it does.
My name is Alex Ty, and I'm a senior. I'm quite frankly unbiased in this situation. I feel, in my personal belief, that it is a bit of a more risky decision to not enforce mask mandate. However, I will not be participating in it. I will still have my mask on.
Christian Kresge, I'm a junior.
And what are your thoughts about the mask mandate coming off?
It's definitely gonna be weird, but kind of excited. I don't know. Should be nice to finally not have to wear them. So yeah.
I'm really excited, but I also think that people are going to be very heated because some people will continue to wear masks and some people won't.
For more on mask updates, visit WLHSnow.com. Another safety issue is facing students is a street race called T5. Here's Max Parisio and Brad Gianella with the story.
On any given weekend night, North Marine Drive can be found to be packed with sports cars, drivers, and spectators alike to watch and participate in this unsanctioned street racing event. This event is called T5. Throughout the night, vehicles in pairs of two will be side by side and race one another down this very desirable straightaway. Vehicles will reach speeds upwards of 120 miles per hour, with spectators only a few feet away to enjoy the show. The big question is whether or not T5 should be shut down. T5 is by no means legal or safe. However, the lack of people and other cars on the road makes it a low priority for law enforcement. Police can even sometimes be seen at T5, but simply pass by and do not stop the event. Local businesses do reside in the area, but most are storage and production facilities, and at these hours of the night, no one tends to be at work. Brian Nicola of the Portland French Bakery had this to say regarding T5.
There's no way to judge any type of speed. How do you get out of there safely is beyond me.
He is referring to employees and himself included feeling unsafe when it came to driving off and on to Marine Drive.
They spin cookies in the middle of intersections and shut down intersections for hours at a time where big crowds of people. We've had 1,000 people out here before.
On top of this, it often disrupts the flow of traffic, and with such a large gathering, it may take hours to disperse the crowd. So why do people risk their lives and illegally race on public roads? The most common response being it's free and it's thrilling. According to Portland International Raceway, to legally race on their track, it can go between $250 and $350 per day. A hefty price to pay to drive your own vehicle, one you would still have to pay gas for. Injuries and even fatalities on Marine Drive are not uncommon, but do not deter individuals to continue to participate. Most of these individuals are young. At the moment, law enforcement is unable to put a stop to T5. The question remains, should we put an end to T5? Are we denying people's freedom to spend their weekends how they want? Or is their so-called fun too much of a danger to allow it to continue?
With recent calls to ban the graphic novel Mouse in Tennessee, Colin Davis looked into how our library and district handles controversial books.
I think that a lot of times books just get banned because they have ideas that make people uncomfortable. Especially as a teacher, I think that those are the ideas that are best to actually read, to grapple with and to understand. And so if you read something that makes you uncomfortable, you form your own opinions about it and you learn more about the topic. I think banning books is the easy way out, and sometimes people are just afraid to engage with things that are difficult. So as somebody who's new to West Linn High School, I don't know which books actually have been banned here, if there are any. I've definitely, as a teacher, had parents complain about books before, so that's not the same as banning books, but had people object to reading certain books. I've had some tough conversations before. Sometimes I've said to a parent, that their kid doesn't have to read the book if they're uncomfortable with it, but most of the time I try to convince them to stick with it. I would prefer a school not ban a book and maybe educate people about why it's controversial and what different opinions are out there. In general, they need to reevaluate them, and so obviously there's specific cases that I can't know for sure why a school is banning a book or not, but I think in general that it's a bad idea, that you don't want to force people to read something that they don't want, but that if they do read it and they have an opportunity to learn from it, they're going to gain from it.
As true crimes become a popular genre in the media, Kaelin Kehm looks into a cold case in our community.
Rita left her residence on Horton Road in West Linn, Oregon at 7:15 p.m. on June 29, 1973 to go for a walk. She never returned. She was last seen between 8:30 and 9 o'clock p.m. that day walking uphill on Sunset Avenue. Rita has never been heard from again. Rita may have been victim of the serial killer Theodore Robert Ted Bundy. A photograph of Bundy is posted with this case summary. He was executed in Florida in 1989. He's a suspect in scores of murders, mainly from the Pacific Northwest, though he was convicted only of killing 3 females in Florida. He confessed to many deaths prior to his execution. Bundy may be responsible for the disappearances of Nancy Baird, Anne Marie Burr, Lynette Culver, Julie Cunningham, Susan Curtis, Georgian Hawkins, Vicki Holler, Donna Manson, Denise Oliverson, Nancy Wilcox, and many other girls and young women. The women continue to be listed as missing persons. Their remains have never been recovered. It is worth noting that Bundy did not confess to Rita's murder before his death, but he is considered a suspect in many deaths and disappearances he did not claim responsibility for. Rita's disappearance remains unsolved as her body was not found and Bundy was never charged or confessed to her murder. Foul play is suspected in her case. She was a junior at West Linn High School in 1973. Credit to thecharlieproject.org for all this information. Kaelin Kehm reporting for West Linn High School Now.
I'm Luke Ewert, and this is The Breakdown.